Tell us a little bit about how you got here, your background, your career trajectory. It's really rather remarkable.
I started out my public service career. I was a young man. I was arrested and beat bad by police. But instead of saying, woe is me, I said, why not me? I became a police officer, started an organization, and we fought for reform within the police department. And then I went on to become a state senator, and now I'm the borough president, first person of color to be borough president in the borough of Brooklyn. When you look at coronavirus, you ask yourself, how does it impact a local municipality, particularly a place like Brooklyn, where the population is extremely diverse, 47% speak a language other than English at home, and is one of the largest locations, municipalities in the country. If we were a separate city, we'd be the third largest city in America with 2.6 million people. Over 90% of the people who were hospitalized had pre-existing health conditions, comorbidities, fancy term for diabetes, asthma, heart disease.
Well, you're known as one of New York City's most famous vegans, and your health odyssey is rather remarkable in and of itself, from having some real serious health issues to really being a model of health and kind of a role model for our young people. Tell me a little bit about that.
I woke up without sight in my left eye, and I was also experiencing a partial blindness in my right eye. The doctor told me I was legally blind. I had tingling in my hands and feet that was really dealing with the advanced stages of diabetes. I did not know it. After going to the doctor, and he stated I would be on medicine the rest of my life and I could potentially lose some fingers and toes and my sight, I decided to turn to a whole food plant-based diet. And after doing so, after 3 weeks of eating whole food plant-based, my vision returned. 3 months, my diabetes went in remission, my nerve damage went away, my blood pressure normalized, my cholesterol normalized, and it just was a realization that how much food has prematurely taken the lives of innocent people and really destroyed the quality of life of others.
That's a remarkable story. One of the things that I love about you, Eric, is you've been a huge advocate of the changing school food system, of school garden education, of STEM, revisiting healthcare, mindfulness, meditation, and remarkably, as an elected official, you put your money where your mouth is. What results have you seen, and why is this investment in our children so important to you?
I believe it's so important. Government should not feed the crisis, and that is why I made a decision to put millions of dollars in our school system, because we should not have our children have a poor start in life. 70% of 12-year-olds have early signs of heart disease. That's our #1 killer. And it's really tied to the food that we are serving them, particularly in underserved and economically challenging communities.
How does food justice tie into racial justice and the social determinants of health? And I know we're going to need to sit and talk about that one.
Well, it's very fascinating. Food shows us it's not your DNA, it's your dinners. Now, when you're born, it's your breakfast, it's not your lineage, it's your lunch. The reality is what you eat turns on the genes that would decide if you're going to have a chronic disease or not. Lifestyle changes is important, and far too often, particularly in economically challenging communities, we treat symptoms and we don't have health care, we have sick care, and we're not looking to make people healthy, and you see it disproportionately in communities of color across this entire country. So when we have an overconsumption of meat and not plant-based, we're not feeding ourselves, we're destroying our planet, we're really hurting the economics on the long term. When we start to have a sense of purpose of ensuring that we have healthy meals, it's going to not only help our mother, but it's going to help Mother Earth.
I know I've always been a longtime fan. And as we sit here today at this very critical inflection point, from this very painful moment, and hopefully get towards a movement, what do you consider to be still the biggest challenges?
Allowing our healthcare system to really move to a different place. Ensuring that our medical schools are teaching nutrition. We're coming out with an amazing report on why this is important. To ensure that doctors are given the support they need with proper nutritional instructions and those who understand food and the impact of food. And so Although we have a lot of challenges, we have a lot of opportunities, it is unbelievable that we're actually seeing the benefits of just changing our diets. This is something that I'm excited to be a part of. And the things we have done around removing processed meat, pushing the city to a 50% reduction in beef purchasing, meatless Mondays in our schools, our hospitals, having even a great opportunity to teach health in our churches, houses of worship, synagogues, and really getting people ready to understand the power of eating a healthy meal.
And your bigger vision for New York City. You know, I'm excited, number one, because we're going to a farmer's market right across the street, which again is such a great example of a circular economy. I mean, you're walking to get your food, which you consume here. So number one, what's your favorite meal? So people know what's on your dinner plate. What does the Brooklyn Borough President eat?
Oh, I love a pasta made out of lentils with nutritional yeast, a nice group of mushrooms, some kale, some spinach, some chopped up broccoli with a lot of seasoning, because seasoning is just as healthy for you as food itself. And I just like putting it in a bowl where I make a nice black lentil sauce out of it, and I can eat it all day. Fast meal, a lot of nutrients, and very healthy, high in fiber.
I also want to shout you out for taking the time to come to our neighborhood, which is often maligned. And a couple of quick thoughts about what you saw when you came to visit Green Bronx Machine up in the Bronx.
I saw smart children knowing. They were knowledgeable. They were explaining to me the importance of food. They were engaged. They were excited. When I spoke with them, their eyes lit up. And they were talking about how do we eat healthy and putting together salads. That is what we need. Part of the academics should be nutrition. And what you and what your team has done for those young people up there is just amazing.
Thanks. And children really still talk about the fact that you actually put on the hat and got down with them and cooked with them, which I think is important. You know, we look to you as being a role model. The city looks to you as a role model. What's your one big takeaway, one action item?
A chronic disease hijacks your life. It kills your productivity. This is a good investment. Start with your cafeteria inside your building. If you have one, push healthy eating, do small steps, encourage, give information to your employees, and let them know the power of healthy eating. You'll save on your tax dollars, you'll save on productivity, you'll save on job loss, and you improve the mental health of your staffers.
What a great action item. I can't think of anything that's more inspiring and getting me excited to get out and go to the market and shop and celebrate with a great meal, a great local economy, and great local vendors. Let's go. I'm excited. Thanks so much for finding the time for us today.
Thank you.